So Hannah, we have to start the video in a way that's really engaging so that people don't click off. Because people usually click off within 7 seconds.
No.
Yeah, so what do we do? Can you
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, my mic would get all messed up.
That's true.
There have been 2 moments in my life when I was happiest. The first was the day I met Josh.
I'm Josh.
I'm Iris. And the second, the day I killed him.
Companion is a movie about a couple that goes on a retreat with their friends and clever and bloody things happen. And that's all anyone should know going into the movie. I went in completely blind.
That's nice.
I never saw a trailer. I loved this movie. It was great. You know what? I'll give it a notch below love. Because I don't think I'm gonna be rewatching it for the rest of my life.
Wow.
But in the theater, as far as a theater going experience, it was pretty much like a perfect movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I know. I like movies
Who
again.
are you?
This hasn't happened in so long. It was great. In fact, even though Nosferatu has probably more craft put into it and it's a better looking movie and blah, 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 this movie was just more fun.
Yeah, I feel like this had a good balance of fun and surprise.
So you thought...
Bless you.
Bless you.
Is it obvious that I always say blesh?
No, I didn't notice it till right now.
I only ever say blesh.
So does that mean you liked the movie?
I did like the movie. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I did like it. I like the juxtaposition of a very...
Have you been reading film school books?
No! A very girly lead who's also I don't...
Stabby? A girly lead who likes to stab people sometimes?
But this is a spoiler then.
I just think that going in blind, my experience was, I'm watching the first 15 minutes. The movie, by the way, gets off to a great start. There's a funny thing that happens 30 seconds in, and I was like, oh, these people know how humor works. Great. You know? With Jack Quaid with the fruit. No?
Fruit.
The concept is sort of has been done before, but not really. And they took that concept and they milked it for all it's worth. I mean that in a good way. They came at it from every single angle. There was a backstory to it. It's the kind of movie that has rules that it needs to follow. And they follow the rules all the way through. Mm-hmm. It's very logical and thought out. The characters aren't stupid. The characters do, as far as, we just saw it, but...
Within reason, yeah, they act as you would expect them to act.
Yeah, they do fairly intelligent things. And the movie, and it had a good sense of humor too.
It did.
It really reminded me of the movies that me and my college friends have been trying to make for so long, because it's they have a limited amount of stuff to work with. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing it's a low budget movie. It's one location, small cast, and they just... At every 10 minutes, there's a new clever thing that happens. Mm-hmm. And I go, oh my God, this is fun. Mm-hmm. This was fun to watch.
This was not part of the plan.
I do think you went in knowing nothing about it, which is recommended. And I usually avoid trailers like the plague, but I follow Megan Surrey on Instagram. She was Kat. She was the friend.
Okay.
And she was in a movie I saw last year called It Lies Within, something, I can't remember what it's called, something like that. But I had watched the trailer because of that. And the trailer, I liked it enough to want to see it. But there were some reveals that I found out from the trailer that would have been fun to experience in the movie. But still, I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it looked good. I really liked the I like a movie that's a little bit of a thriller kind of thing, but also has a girly main character.
What do you mean by girly main character? You just like girly main characters?
Yeah, I like that she was a little cute girl that wore dainty girly clothes. Just aesthetically, I like that it wasn't I'm some badass chick.
Oh, right.
It was a regular girly chick.
Yeah, and her styling is very much part of the plot also.
Yeah.
Which I guess means, is there anything else you have to say without before we spoil the shit out of this whole thing?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's spoil it.
She's a
Spoiler!
robot. Oh.
No, stop. So watch the movie and spoilers from here on out.
Spoilers ahoy.
Go. What'd you like?
I liked. Well, I'm curious about if you knew that she was a robot from the hints,
No.
because I knew that from the trailer. And there was like a couple little things, like right in the beginning when they're driving, and he's like, "Iris, wake up." And I was like, "Oh, I bet he's controlling her." Then when they went to bed, and he was like, "Iris, go to sleep." And I feel like there's like a bunch of small things like that in the beginning before they really revealed it. That I was like, I wonder if I would get this. If,
No.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about it, because as soon as you find out she's a robot, I was like, oh, all
That
those
makes
things make
sense,
sense.
yeah.
I don't remember him saying wake up, but yeah, I remember like, I actually...
Yeah, right in the beginning when they were driving in the car.
Yeah, and I like that it's like a self-driving car.
Yeah.
You notice that right away. You notice that she says thank you to the car. And then she like nudges him, like say thank you.
Yeah, that was funny when they started driving, because like neither of them were really looking, and I was like, oh, is there someone else driving this car?
Yeah, and then actually the only part that I didn't like from the whole movie was it cuts at one point to Jack Quaid finishing, and then and he just turns around and just turns the lights off and goes to sleep, and I'm like, all right, they're doing a joke here, but it's like way too cartoonish. But then you find out she's a sex robot, and you're like, oh, okay, makes perfect sense, great. And I love that like she's essentially a sex robot, but everyone's very cool about it. It's she is like made up to be like a real person with emotions and all that stuff. That's not like how they're advertising the product, I imagine. It's not like her model isn't called...
Probably more emphasis on the sex than on the like emotional connection.
No, I think the idea is that when they deliver it, she's just like a lady friend, you know? And they're like, we also gave her a vagina, but you know, that's not like that's not the commercial. The commercial's not like, look at this robot you can fuck.
I think that might be the commercial.
I don't know.
Or it might be like the nudge nudge in the commercial.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't say it on primetime TV, but like we all know.
But that's what I like about the whole movie, is that there's clearly like this other world that we don't know about. It's like, I'm sure if this movie had $50 million, it would be a way different movie, where this would all be expanded upon, and like, you know, I imagine like you're walking through Times Square and there's like commercials for it, like on the buildings.
I don't think there needed to be though.
No.
And almost I was like nervous that they were going to give it too much of a backstory, because that's something like, I feel like movies, if they give a backstory well, fine. But other times it's just nice if like they just let it exist. They let like the things that you don't have to know how everything came to be. But I did feel like the times that they showed the backstory, it did feel like important and entertaining, and I see why they included those things.
Yeah. The part where I knew I really liked the movie was when Jack Quaid is like, all right, let me tell you how we really met. And I just, you know it's coming, but like the door opens and there's just a bunch of dudes show up with like a big box. And, but yeah, I don't know. Every little idea they had, from she gets delivered, they're telling you the rules, like, okay, you can set the intelligence settings and the voice and all that, and she won't lie. And it's like, that comes back into play like so many times throughout the movie. It reminded me of Knives Out. Knives Out was the last movie that I watched where I was like, holy shit, that was really smart. That was like a really clever written movie. And that's a murder mystery where the main character throws up if she tells a lie.
Right.
And I was like, how clever is it to put that in the middle of a murder mystery movie? And it's the same thing here, where it's like, yeah, the plot hinges on the fact that she literally cannot lie. So, well, it doesn't hinge on the fact.
It doesn't.
But it keeps popping up in like interesting ways.
Yeah, I feel like in Knives Out, it was more of like a plot point, because then that's how you know the truth. But in this, it was more like I feel like it wasn't utilized as much to give us information as it was to like kind of inconvenience the character in some ways.
Did you jailbreak your sex bot?
Wow, Josh.
My favorite part was when the gay guy shoots at the girl and then goes, oh my God, so fucking loud.
Oh, I did hear you laugh.
That was funny.
Yeah. His name's Eli. Do you want to say that again and call him Eli?
No.
Okay.
I don't know the names of any. I just know that the girl is Iris, and that's about
Well, that's
it.
what I told you that.
No, I actually knew that before you told me.
She's Irish.
She's Irish? I know Jack Quaid from The Boys. I loved the subtle little ways that they start changing his character throughout the movie. In the beginning, he comes off like a nice, likable guy. He's got some witty one-liners. You're like, oh, this is like a nice boyfriend character.
Yeah.
As soon as you find out the girl's a robot, it starts going downhill.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah, you're like, at best now, he's just like a little bit of a creep.
yeah. And most people are probably with him still, like, after you find out he sets up the murder and all that stuff. I was still like, oh yeah, fuck that
He
guy.
probably had a good reason.
Yeah. I'm sure that guy was an asshole. He deserved it. You want to take the money, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not until you start seeing how he's treating the robot lady that you're like, whoa, Jesus Christ.
You know what also I thought was good about it, and I feel like maybe it's something that like made you like it more?
What?
It was never that stressful.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a pretty easygoing
Yeah.
thriller.
Yeah.
It was just, I just liked it because I just thought it was imaginative and
But it didn't hurt you.
and it didn't hurt me, and it
Yeah.
stuck to the rule book. And another detail is the fact that they could like jack into this thing to turn up the aggression settings like beyond what the company allows.
Yeah.
Like, I love that they thought of that. I love that they thought of every single detail they could put in here to make all of the elements work to make the movie exciting and interesting.
Yeah.
You know? And it was done like, I don't know what the budget was. But I always love when movies clearly don't have a big budget and they gotta work around it. That's at least what this felt like to me. That's why it felt like a movie I wanted to make in college.
Yeah.
For like 10 years, I would be like walking around my house like, what could I film in my house? Or around my house with like 5 people? Like, what could I get away with? And
Well, you made those weird YouTube videos where you're just standing there talking about your furniture.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay, so I uploaded a video, and it,
You know, I think the movie really makes you think about what it would be like to have a girlfriend who's a sex robot. And I would never do that. I would never have a girlfriend who's a sex robot because I think that's demeaning to sex robots.
But if you had the opportunity, then maybe.
No, I wouldn't. I would not do that. You're my girlfriend.
I thought I was your sister.
Shit. I would never get a sex robot girlfriend. That's all I want to say about that. Yeah, so that's the review, everybody. And we'll see you next week. Okay, shut down. Jesus. So fucking annoying. Fucking sex robots.